Hello everybody, I want to share with you some of the things that we did in summer curriculum writing in 2019. One of the things we did was to create several interactive assessments that students can use, and they were done using Google Slides, and we created multiple tiered questioning so that the level of rigor and understanding gets greater depending on where the student is on their understanding of this particular concept is creating space in soccer or finding space. So there's a tier 1 question, there's a tier 2 question where the students then will move the players into the position that's best to receive an pass in open space. They can explain their reason either in this text box or they can put it into the speaker note if they wanted to. There's a second question where they move whichever player here that they feel is the better player to pass to, then they explain their choice and why. And then the third one is they create an actual small-sided game using the template. And the players here where they can just set up whatever the activities they are going to use to, if they were to be the coach, moving and finding open space. And then they just type the rules inside of this text box here, and they can then turn it into you. So to get to these interactives, you will find them in two different places. The first place would be on the middle school PE modules, which is in the the Curriculum Now website under MSPE modules. And this one in particular is the soccer one. And when you click on creating open space, it's going to prompt you, do you want to make a copy? So yes, you do want to make a copy. That's going to put it into your Google Drive, and then you can move it to wherever you want it to be. So from this point, you have several different options. One, you can either eliminate the questions, so maybe you just want the tier 1 questions, so then you can then select the remaining questions and delete them, and now you can just give the students this one. Or let's say you just want to, let's say I want to have just the tier 2 questions, so I click on the tier 1 question slides and I delete those, and then I go down here and I click on the tier 3 question slides and I delete those, and so all I am left with is the tier 2. So I'm going to back that up so that I've got everything to go. All right, there we are. So to get this into Schoology, there's a couple different things you would want to do. The directions are outlined here that we want to use the copy for student option. And so if you create an assignment in Schoology, Schoology automatically makes a copy for every student. If you're using Google Classroom, you've got to tell it specifically to make a copy for every student. So in Schoology, by the way, if you have joined the middle school PE group, in the resources area, in the units of study, in soccer, there are the soccer interactives right here. Here's the one for creating space. Again, it asks you to make a prompt, or it asks you to make a copy. So let's say we're in Schoology. Let me go into my pretend course, and I want to create an assignment. So I'll just click Add an Assignment. So then I click on the Google Drive assignment. Now, unfortunately, Google Drive integration is not quite the way it used to be, but here is, just so happens that it comes up first. Notice that you don't see folders and stuff, so you typically would have to do a search. So I'll just do the search just to show you that. So copy creating space. I select that and I hit attach. So right here it says this will create a copy of your file for each student, and their name will be automatically inserted into that. So you can create a due date. Let's make it due, let's say September 20th. We'll call it formative assessment. Leave it as numeric scoring. And if you wanted to attach some of the curriculum standards to this particular assessment, you can click here and then add them that way by clicking Add Learning Objective. But for now, we're just going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to click on Create. And so here it is up here at the top, creating space for soccer. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to a student view. And so this is, I'm imitating my son in Schoology. So I click on creating open space in soccer. Okay, so in the My Documents section, you'll be able to see it right here. He can work on it within Schoology, or by clicking the Edit button, it will open up in a new window, which gives more space. And at that point, all that needs to be done is to go to the appropriate slide and then follow the directions. So in this particular question, move player A into a position in open space to receive a pass. So he would just move it about here. And then you can explain the reason, something like, so when the assessment is done, all that the student has to do is come back here, click Submit Assignment. Yes, I want to submit it. And then it shows up in your teacher dashboard, which I'll flip back over here. When I click on the assignment, I see that there are 3 students that are in progress, meaning they haven't turned it in, and then there are submissions here, and this is what, so now I can look and see what was submitted. I can come down here, look at the question. I notice he put it here. I can sort of see what he wrote. So if it's too small, I can just click on the Open, which opens it up in a new tab, and I can see it better. I can come straight down to the question. I can see that the player has been moved, the explanation has been given. I go back into Schoology. I say that's 4 points right there. I give feedback here. Feedback is always important. And I click Save, and now that grade will be in my gradebook. So that's how you could use the interactives. We're going to be creating more of them as the year goes on, and so check back either into the Middle School PE modules page on Curriculum Now, or up on Schoology in the Middle School PE resources group. So I hope you find that helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know and I can walk you through it in person. I'll talk to you later.